Welcome to our webinar, Finishing Touches. We are excited to have all of you joining us today. My name is Connie Watson. I'm the Program Director in the Parent and Family Relations Office, and joining me today is Brianna Valdivia, Parent and Family Relations Event Coordinator. This webinar is part of our Red Raider Family webinar series, where we share information on topics of interest to parents, families, and supporters of our Texas Tech students. We hope this webinar will ease your mind with some beginning of the semester reminders, some talking points, and opportunities for your students as they begin the fall semester. We plan to keep the webinar to about 30 minutes or so and hope to have time for questions at the end of the session. However, as questions come up, feel free to use the Zoom Q&A feature to ask questions throughout the presentation, and we will get to those. We'll also share our contact information so you can follow up as needed. We are recording this session and posting it to the slides on our website, so you will be able to review again later or share with others. We will also email this recording link to the email you used to register for this webinar. So let's get started. Today, we're going to explore ways you can stay connected with both your student and our office. We'll share important reminders about housing, dining plans, and paying the bill, highlighting student health and wellness resources, and covering key academic success tips. You'll also learn about our College Student Success Specialist upcoming family weekend, as well as other opportunities for you to be involved with your student here on campus. We believe you are essential partners in your student success, and our office is here to ensure you have the information and resources your student needs to thrive. Be sure to stay connected with us through the Red Raider Family Network, through the network college communities, by reading our monthly newsletter, or watch one of our on-demand webinars. As you can see on the slide, you can find our contact information here. Bookmark our webpage, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, and save our number in your phone. Supporting your student from a distance often means practicing active listening and asking those open-ended questions like, how are you going to handle that? Or who do you think you can talk to about XYZ topics? Just remember, it takes time for students to adjust and make connections, and our office is here to guide you in finding the best ways to support your student. Many of you may have questions about the billing deadlines, and we want to talk briefly about that. Tuition payments or enrollment in a tuition payment plan are due August the 20th. To make sure you can view and pay your student's bill, they'll need to set you up as an authorized user if they haven't done so already. To do this, they will go through their Raider link by going to My Tech, then selecting Student Business Services, Manage My Finances, and from there, they'll click eBill and then Authorized Users. Your email address is required to complete the setup. If you haven't already, it's a good idea to talk to your student about this before move-in next week so that you'll have access when you need it. Speaking of money, meal plan changes are always something that comes up in that first couple of months. So the last day to make changes to your student's meal plan, it will be September the 22nd. But dining bucks can be added at any time. So as they get into November and maybe they spend a lot more time over in the student union having pizza or Chick-fil-A, and they may need just a few more dollars to get them through the end of the semester, you can always add to that meal plan. But if you're changing the dynamic of the meal plan, you have to get that done by the 22nd. So you'll want to check in with your student maybe in a couple of weeks after classes start to see how it's going. One of the things that we recommend is have your student check their balance every time they swipe their card to use for their dining plan. It will show them a balance. So they can stay in tune with maybe helping to learn how to budget their dollars by keeping up with their weekly balance by just paying attention at the register when they swipe through. Also, encourage your student to explore all the dining options on campus, not just their favorites like Chick-fil-A. But for full details on changing a dining plan, please visit the hospitality website along with finding other options for your student for dining purposes. And we know that we always want to eat at our favorite places, which may put on a few pounds. So wellness is something that we really want to talk about. Well-being is always important, but when your student heads off to college, it's natural to feel a little anxious about it. Just remember, Texas Tech offers a wide range of resources to help, including the Student Health and Wellness Center, the Counseling Center, and several other mental health services and communities. So now is a great time to talk with your student about how they're going to handle those. Yeah, I'm not feeling so good days. Who are they going to contact? Where can they go for support? Remember to sit down and maybe review those resource websites together so that you're both prepared if those calls come during the first semester. And remember, listening between the lines can be key to understanding how they're really doing. If something doesn't sound right, let us know. If you feel like your student needs support, please reach out to the university, whether it be our office, the dean of students, or housing. Some helpful well-being check-in topics might include asking them about their sleep, adjusting to a roommate, and the sounds of a shared space can take some time. Along with the climate in Lubbock, combined with changes in temperature inside the residence halls, can also leave your student feeling a little sluggish. Allergies are common, so it's good for your student to know that Student Health is available for appointments and has a full pharmacy for over-the-counter needs. You can also Google pharmacies close to Texas Tech within walking distance. There are several. When it's hot outside, the Campus Rec Center is a great alternative to outdoor workouts. Some of your students may be runners. They may like to play tennis and things of that nature, but here in Lubbock, sometimes it's a little too hot to be outside running about. So using the Campus Rec Center is a great alternative. They offer yoga, Pilates, kickboxing, and other group fitness classes, which is perfect for staying healthy physically and mentally, as well as helping them meet new friends. Intramural sports are another fun way to get active and connected with others. For warm days, the leisure pool, lazy river are open through mid-October. The indoor aquatic center opens sometime around mid-October for those who want to continue water-based activities year-round. The rec center is open daily from 6 a.m. to midnight, but you want to check that website for any changes to hours. They follow the campus open and close schedule. Navigating academics. So as you've probably experienced yourself or from another student of yours that has gone to college, academics in college are different. So it's important to have conversations with your student now about how they're preparing for the first day of class. Encourage them to review each course syllabus carefully. Remember, the syllabus is an all-in-one document outlining deadlines, assignments, exam dates, final schedules, and important policies, including those on AI use. Each professor will have something different in their syllabus, so they want to make sure that they're familiar with each of their course syllabi. And they do that by going to the first day of class. Sometimes it's difficult to want to go because everything's happening and it's new and, oh, I forgot to go to class. But we want to make sure that they're going because they're going to get a lot of information on that first day and in that first week. You also want to talk to them about what kind of planner or time management tool they're going to use to keep up with assignments and exams. And if they're taking an online course, suggest setting aside a specific day and time each week to work on it and making sure that they have that time in their regular class schedule. A lot of students will wait and want to do online coursework on the weekends, but let me let you know ahead of time, football weekends are really, really busy. And if we're waiting to do online coursework on the weekends when there are other things to do, we may get distracted. So might I suggest your student put a couple of hours each week, one day a week, to work on that online class, and they do it every week just like they go to their other classes. It will really help them out in the long run. And it keeps their weekends open so they're not worrying about having to do classwork or coursework. They've already gotten that done during their week so they can enjoy the time with their friends on the weekends. Also, remind them to take full advantage of many of the academic resources available, especially their academic advisor and student success specialist. Other valuable resources include the Learning Center, the Undergraduate Writing Center, Student Disability Services, and University Coaching. All are designed to help your student perform at their best. And I will say this about tutoring because a lot of students think that they don't need tutoring until it gets out of control with regard to their grades. A lot of our high-performing students will start at the very beginning of the semester checking in with a tutor to make sure that they are getting what they need to be getting out of class. It's a great way to kind of double check themselves to see if they're understanding. A tutor can also help them determine what types of questions to ask in class, along with when the best time to go visit with their professor when they have questions about content or coursework. And again, another reminder, please, please, please go to class. That's how they're going to know all the things. Just go to class. Our student success specialist is one of the best way that we can provide resources to support your students' academics. They are assigned to each college, and they're there to help your student with their overall adjustment to college life. They're there to encourage them, to help them, to make sure they have the resources they need at the time they need them the most. They provide holistic support, helping students identify which resources will benefit them, the individual student, the most. They are embedded in each of the academic colleges, so they understand the unique challenges that come from and with specific majors. Sometimes they uncover what may seem like an academic problem, which may be something else like sleep habits or bad time management or just stress. Our students are capable and prepared, but sometimes they just need another person to say, hey, you've got this. What if you tried this instead? Student success specialists are connectors, cheerleaders, and accountability partners all in one. And remember, both academic advisors and student success specialists welcome hearing from your student. When it comes to academics, they are the frontline resources that are going to help your student the most, or at least to determine what they need to do. So with this, I'm going to turn it over to Brianna Valdivia, who's going to talk to you about move-in and housing reminders.
Thank
Brianna?
you, Connie. So move-in is just around the corner, and we know some of you may still have a few last-minute questions. So be sure to check out the Housing Tech-In page for tips on what to bring and what to leave at home. There are some links that I've included in the chat that you can easily access that. If your student needs maintenance assistance once they're here, they can use the Fix It form to submit a request directly to housing. So once they move in, be sure that they do a thorough check to ensure that everything's working correctly and write down anything that's just not working the way they want it to, and just go ahead and fill out that Fix It form to get that taken care of. Also, you might want to send them a care package or two once you leave, or maybe your student forgot something at home and you really want to make sure they get those lucky jeans in or something. Students love getting surprises from home as well. Often they arrive right when they need it the most. So trust your instincts and send one when it feels right. Also, don't forget that those postcards you filled out during orientation or move-in will be mailed to your student the second week of October. That's right around midterm, so it's a nice little pick-me-up. When mailing packages to your student, if you need details on sending packages to your student, the housing website has a helpful mailing address generator. So it'll generate, you'll put your student's full name, the residence hall that they're in, their number, and then their bed space if they have it, and how you're sending the package. You'll fill out all that information and it'll generate something you can copy paste. From the homepage, you'll go ahead and click current residence, my housing, and then you'll see hall address and mailing information. That's where you can enter all those details. You'll also find step-by-step information on sending packages so that everything arrives where it's supposed to. Next slide.
Brianna, hang on for just a minute.
Yeah, no worries. Perfect. So we have an event coming up. Speaking of move-in, it is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of move-in weekend. So we've called this Refuel and Refresh with Parent and Family Relations. We did this last year. We're doing it again this year. We are encouraging all of you all to come and join us after or before you've moved your student in. Have some refreshments, have some snacks. We're also giving away some really cool prizes. So it's just an opportunity for you to maybe even bring your student if you'd like and say goodbye here and not in the hustle of all the things at their dorm. This will be at the National Ranching Heritage Center. So this is a Texas Tech Museum. So you're able to also walk around and check out all the amenities that they have there. It's very cool. I would suggest you at least stop by for an hour or so. We'll be there Thursday from 2 to 5, Friday from 2 to 5. And if that doesn't work for you, then we'll be there Saturday from 10 to 2. So before you head out or even before you even start, please stop by and just kind of say hi. We've got some resources there that weekend if you have any last minute questions. So it's a good opportunity to see someone face to face and ask any last minute things that might have popped up. Next, we've got Family Weekend. So Family Weekend is October 24th through the 26th. This is our 89th Family Weekend this year. It has been a tradition since 1936. We are having a game that weekend. It is a conference game. Tickets have been sold out through our athletics website, but you can still get tickets through SeatGeek. This game is Texas Tech versus Oklahoma State. If you're not interested in going to the football game, no worries. You can also attend another football weekend. There's lots to do besides the game. We've got tailgating, and there are TVs in that Raider Alley. There's also lots of free events that we'll talk about in the next slide that you can attend on Friday and Saturday, and even Sunday. We've got some stuff coming up. Whatever's convenient for your family. Also, check out our Family Days calendar for suggestions on what to do when you're in town. The link is on our Family Weekend page. We've got stuff happening all over Lubbock. And if you're not interested in just staying on campus, check out that calendar and kind of explore outward. All right, so these are some of the schedule highlights that I wanted to point out. We've got some of these academic colleges doing a couple of different events. So if your student is in one of these academic colleges, or is thinking about switching to this academic college later on, or just has an interest overall, please feel free to stop. We've got some really cool events that are returning. A Day in the Life of an Architecture Student. This is hosted by the College of Architecture. College of Arts and Sciences is also doing a fun activity. Davis College Family Night is also taking place at the Dairy Barn again this year. Visual and Performing Arts is hosting an alumni and reception panel. And then, of course, we've got our Red Raider Family Block Party at Drain Hall. So this is really going to be your kickoff to Family Weekend, I want to say, mostly because I'm the one planning all these things. But the block party will be taking place where a lot of these resources that we've mentioned earlier are located. A lot of student success resources are going to be there, not to give you more information, but just to have fun and have an activity and just kick off this weekend. It is free for you to come, and it is a come and go. So it'll start that Friday and it'll go from 4 to 6. So please stop by and just visit with us. On Saturday, there's some tailgating happening as well as the football game. So any of these that you want, there are also more events. Check out our Family Weekend calendar. And as the semester begins and progresses, we do expect there to be a lot more free events added to the schedule. So just keep an eye out for that. And it's a great weekend to come visit your student. Alrighty, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to drop those in the Q&A. I might read out a few of these just for Connie to kind of answer or myself. So here I've got, does a new label have to be generated each time? This is with the mailing address generator. You can do it once and then just kind of save that to like your Amazon account, for example, and save it that way. And it's the same one every time. This is just to help you kind of get that one going. Connie, we've got a question. When will scholarships be posted and added to the tuition?
Usually those are posted 10 days before the first day of class. So be looking for those around the 15th. There is a law, and don't get me to ask me which one it is at this point, but at this point, that's when it's posted, around August the 15th. I also see a question about syllabi for their classes that should be within their online Canvas dashboard. Each professor will upload a syllabus, usually the day before. Sometimes it's the day of, sometimes it comes in after midnight. For instance, I've got mine set to open up at midnight on the August the 25th, actually 24th, 25th, early morning. Anyway, that's usually when but that's how they can access them. And sometimes some of us old school folks will also print them and pass them out during class to make sure that everybody has a copy.
Another question we've got here is, can we go into the dorm room before the assigned time slot? Will it be unlocked, or where does the student pick up their key?
That's a good question, Jennifer. Um, I believe you can pick up the key.
You are allowed to go in.
Okay, so you are allowed to go in, but picking up the key is, I don't know the exact location. Brianna, do you remember?
Yes. So you'll go ahead. I know that the time slot is going to be for you to be able to park your vehicle up front. You get an hour to unload and not have to walk all the way into the parking lot and all the way back. That's what your time slot is for. If you want to go in and to the check-in table, they'll have a check-in table at every um, residence hall. You can get your key. You just won't have access to park your vehicle right up front and get one of those big red baskets to put all your stuff in. You'll have to wait till your time slot. You get an hour to unload if you need to make a couple of trips. And then after that hour, you have to go park your car in the parking lot. You can still continue to set up your student's room though. So you're not limited to an hour. That's just going to be for you to park your car close and unload everything.
I've had some more questions on syllabi. So, do parents have access to class syllabus? No. Your student has access through their online dashboard behind their e-rater and log in. Now, if your student wishes to share with you their syllabus, they can make a copy, they can share that out with you. But as far as you through the Red Raider Family Network, for instance, having access to course information specific to your student, that's a no. Also, another good question about the syllabus. Yes, usually the syllabus will have recommended reading along with required reading. Some websites say go ahead and buy the books. Some websites say wait to buy the books until after the first day of class. What my suggestion is, if you have bought the books, don't unwrap them until you've met in the first week and your professor has an opportunity to tell you which books and materials they'll be using. Let me see, is there another one on syllabus? Okay, I think those. Yeah. Dining meals are, yeah, did you want to grab that one, Brianna, on dining meals?
Yes, so dining meals, the full amount you purchased is going to be split in between their fall semester and their spring semester. So they're going to get half of it in their fall. Whatever they do not use in the fall will roll over to the spring, but they're only going to have that half amount. It's put in place so that the student doesn't spend the entire amount in the first semester and have nothing, none of that money to eat in that second semester. So it's split out so that they get half of it in the fall and the other half in the spring. They will have to finish what they used, however, in the spring because that does not roll over into their sophomore year, essentially.
Brianna, there is one on registration for Refuel and Refresh. You want to talk a little bit about that one?
Yes. So for Refuel and Refresh, I have added a link in the chat. It's got information that's going to take you to Campus CSP. That is our Red Raider Family Network. So if you have not created an account through the Red Raider Family Network, I would encourage you to do so. It's a great way to stay connected. Once you've created an account, you're able to pre-register for this event. This event just helps us make sure that we have enough food and drinks and there's enough prizes. So it would be very, very helpful if you could just register for that. And just put how many people are coming. And then when you get there, we are going to ask you to check in. And we might be doing some additional raffle prizes for those of you who pre-registered. Students can find their syllabus through Raider Canvas. This is going to be where all of their, we've switched from Blackboard. This is going to be where all their classes and their professors are, they can turn in assignments, things like that.
I think we all get excited about the beginning of school. I know I always have. I still get excited. I don't have any students. I do have a grandchild though. Anyway, we all get worried about school supplies and what do they need, what do they not need. I would say, as far as supplies go, there's not going to be a list of supplies for your student, but obviously they're going to need a pen or pencil, something to write on. And once they get into the course, those resources and things that they will need will kind of evolve. Also, there's professors are going to say, get you a highlighter, get you some sticky notes, or you need some graphing paper or what have you. So it's just kind of one of those things where as long as the first day class, you've got a pen and something to write on, you're going to be golden. I'm always amazed when students don't have pens. There is a map of dorm locations. If you've looked for a map of Texas Tech University, if you want to Google that, you can do that. Housing probably also has a map of all the residence halls. I would suggest making yourself familiar with that. And we are going to start wrapping this up. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And as always, we welcome your feedback. Please use the QR code that you see on the screen. We'll stay on for the next few minutes. There's some questions that are still open that we're going to walk through. There's several coming in. We want to make sure that we answer all of them, so we'll be online. But for now, this webinar has officially ended, and we will continue to ask questions. Thank you again for your support. We look forward to seeing you at Refuel and Refresh. Thanks.